Daphne, can you jump over there and check that audio too and just see how that sounds?
For the YouTube live stream?
Yeah, let me check real quick. I could hear Jeremy through the YouTube, so
Perfect.
it should be fine. Yeah.
All right.
You know already.
I think once we're able to get the screens.
Yeah.
Erin, are you able to hear us okay?
Yep, I am.
Thank you.
That might be dead as well.
Oh, okay.
I can choose podium HDMI, but it's not. So I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Do you think we should just go forward without the screens? Okay.
Ready?
Sure. So last piece for this, so we've got the audio, the video wise, so you're not getting any cameras going through either, so maybe you turn your laptop kind of.
As people are talking?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Turn your laptop so.
Turn your camera on too.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not on yet. Okay, gotcha.
Like, so she's kind of selfie. I can get Randy. Over here.
You logged it.
I did, because I want to see who else is on.
I think Abby will just have to turn it when we.
All right,
ready?
you're on.
Okay.
Recording and you can hear it, we're good.
Okay, I'm gonna open the November 11th meeting of the Middleton Plan Commission. First item on the agenda is it's a roll call.
Adams,
Here.
Bruce,
Here.
Paniro,
Here.
Shaw,
Here.
Summers,
Here.
and Sonntag is present. Paulson is absent and excused.
Very good, thank you. Anybody need to change the minutes from last time? Updates? No? I'm gonna declare the minutes from October 28th approved. And on to action item 1 is the concept review zoning ordinance text amendment to allow elevated decks to encroach in rear setbacks in all residential districts.
Daphne has this
From
one.
Daphne, okay.
Yeah, so I'll just give a brief overview. It looks like Matt Brink is also here from the applicant team, and so they are requesting us to change our permitted projections into rear yards in our zoning ordinance. This is to allow for decks to encroach, I believe it was 4 feet into the rear setback. And you know, this is pretty similar to what we had in our old ordinance. We would allow, you know, decks, I believe it was an 8-foot setback in the rear and side. And so this is pretty on par with what we used to have. And so, yeah, if Matt is on and he would like to share anything more, that's all I have to say.
Okay. it doesn't look like you're looking for action tonight. You're just looking for input.
Yeah, so this is just concept review, and then at the next meeting, they will have the public hearing, I believe.
Okay,
Daphne, I just had a couple of comments on that.
Sure.
And it might be that I just don't quite understand the code language in its entirety, but I wanted to make sure that there was some restriction on replacement steps, the encroachment of the replacement steps.
Mhm.
Because the way that the language is proposed, it seems like there'd be no restriction that they could go anywhere in the rear yard, and I think some limitation would be appropriate, whether it stays to the 4 feet or not. Presumably the steps could go off the side of the deck. And then there was the language regarding front porches was stricken entirely, and I just want to make sure that that's been covered, that we haven't created another hole in the zoning text.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing. I think at least for the steps, I'm not sure about that, but front porches we have in our I believe it's Article 2 or 3, where we allow front porches to have a separate setback, so that's covered in a different article.
Okay.
Beth, Lisa?
I had the same question. So Daphne, you're saying that the sentence regarding the replacement steps for porches, that sentence is somewhere else and retains the front?
So yeah, the replacement steps, I'm not sure if that's in. I would have to take another look at that, but in Article 2 of our zoning code, that's where we have, the front setback is 20 feet, rear setback 25 feet. We have a separate line in there that says front porches can have a setback, I believe, of 6 feet from the front. So that's already covered in there, but I'm not sure about the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure that's checked before any changes are proposed. And then also, what is, I know the minimum rear setback for residential for alley served lots is 3 feet. So I guess my question is there any chance that 4 foot, like my concern was, would a 4 foot encroachment mean that 2 lots could have decks of, coming close to abutting one another? Doesn't seem like that's going to be a problem given the setbacks, but what about in alley served lots? This isn't even a problem, like this just wouldn't happen to have a deck that far back?
Yeah, and typically alley served lots, it's that 3 foot setback for the garage. And so if, that there would, I guess, be a deck in front of the garage or something like that. And so, yeah, we wouldn't really see that happening in any of those alley served areas.
Okay, thanks.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we don't need a motion, so.
Correct. Yeah, this is just for input and we have scheduled the public hearing for November 25th.
Very good. Any comments from our applicant?
Sitting here.
Yeah.
Is on? Let's see here.
We can hear you, you can just.
Okay, well, I'm loud, so that helps. Brian Munson, Faneuil Associates, thank you for the brief minute just to address the commission. As noted, as we were working through the Pheasant Crossing neighborhood, found kind of this confluence of language, which happens sometimes, where they kind of point in a bunch of directions but didn't define something. And so wanted to, clarify as we were looking at sites that would incorporate elevated decks, what the standards would be for encroachments into the rear yard. Right now, of course, an at-grade deck can go all the way back to the paved setback. A accessory structure could be all the way to the back of the lot. So we wanted to clarify, when you have an elevated deck, what some of those standards were. And again, as Daphne noted, looking back at prior code sections, but also trying to balance the characteristics of maintaining that rear yard with not wanting to have an elevated structure all the way back, trying to strike a balance. And so the goal of this was to try to accommodate opportunities for decks in sloped conditions predominantly, but still do it in a way that you can't pass the ketchup to the neighbors in the backyard across from deck to deck. Some of the other nuances of the code, as you noted, this section is the permitted encroachments in the rear yard definitions. So it felt a little strange to have the front yard code piece. That's why we struck it and just clarified that, we were talking about rear yard situations for this specific code section. Otherwise, just trying to give clarity so that the charts in the code indicate that elevated decks are allowed in rear yard encroachments. This sets a standard then that allows you to move forward and with some predictability. So appreciate the opportunity tonight and the consideration.
Thanks, Brian. Okay. With that, I will move on to item 2 under action items, which is the sign design review for Madison Granite and Quartz, 2222 Pleasant View Road, number 8. Recommendation from staff is approval. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the sign as requested.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay.
So moved by Shaw, seconded by Adams.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And item 3 is a zoning map amendment for the northeast corner of the intersection of University Avenue and Allen Boulevard, currently known as the Imperial Garden Restaurant. Most of you have seen the staff report, and the recommendation from staff is denial of the rezoning to MUU based on the findings listed. Comments, questions? Anything from you, Abby, or staff?
I don't have any updates from the staff report, but I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
If, does the motion need to include the findings of fact, or can we reference the staff report and the findings of fact within the staff report?
I think you can just, recommend, if you agree with the staff recommendation, it would be to deny the rezoning request based on the findings of fact.
Do we need to specify which finding it's 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7?
Yeah, you could do that, or like you said, Commissioner Bruce, you could just reference the report.
I'll make a motion that staff recommend denial of the rezoning to MUU based on the findings listed in the findings of fact as outlined in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Is there staff recommending a denial?
I think
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Planning Commission recommends denial.
I'll second that.
Any discussion or further discussion?
Just in case the video didn't pick it up, it was moved by Bruce, seconded by Shaw.
Thank you. Seeing no additional discussion, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to adjournment. And we beat 7:30 with a delay. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, thanks, staff.